Hello everyone and welcome to the basic guide to playing Bastion. Over the next couple of minutes of this video we're going to talk about 3 things which I'll summarise now so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. The first will be picking your location, the second will be being a team player, having good allies, and the third is knowing when to switch out. Thanks for tuning in to the basic guide to Bastion. We're just going to start off as usual with his abilities, so we'll get straight into the first one. So Bastion has 2 configurations, technically 3. In recon mode, Bastion is a fully mobile machine. He can walk around, he has a machine gun, it shoots bullets and it does damage. It has an ammo size of 20 and it can fire 8 rounds per second. The damage this deals is 20 at minimum range and 6 at maximum range. It also takes 2 seconds to reload. His next ability is called Sentry. So in Sentry mode, Bastion turns into a sentry. It is exactly what it says on the tin. He turns into what he is famous for, being a giant pain in the arse. Whilst in Sentry mode, he has a capacity of 200 rounds with a fire rate of 30 rounds per second, or thereabouts, that's what the stats are telling me. The damage this deals at minimum range is 15, dropping off to 4 at maximum range. It takes about 2.5 seconds to reload. His next ability is called Self-Repair. It's just a channeled ability that heals Bastion at 25% health per second. So if you want to go from nearly dead to full health, it'll take around about 4 seconds. His final ability is called Configuration Tank. So this is his ultimate ability. You press Q, everything dies. It takes 1 second to transform into the tank, lasts 8 seconds, and with each explosion it deals 205 damage with a 4 meter explosion radius. One thing to also note about tank mode is that activating this will add 150 armor health to your current health, but it will not heal any missing health. So when we're talking about Bastion strategy, the key thing that I see in every single guide that I've looked at or watched or read is it's all about location, location, location. You have to pick a spot that's just the perfect place for you. It's like buying a house. You just pick a spot that's sort of out the way, or it's semi in cover, or it's in a difficult spot for the enemy to reach without you getting a good line of sight on them. In this particular game, I'm parked not quite in the best place, but it's a typical Bastion spot on this map. I'll try and get some better footage in the more advanced guide, but for now this is what I've got, and I tend to do some good work on it. If you also want to look at another spot, if you look directly to the left of the entrance up the stairs, you can park Bastion up there, but I didn't really need to go up there because the team in this particular game weren't very good at pushing through the doors because I was always sitting there and just being a pain in the arse. That being said, even though in this game I play very stationary, you should always be switching positions when possible. So you want to play sort of like a real life sniper would. You'll take a shot, kill a couple people and then move to keep them guessing. You don't want to be stationary the whole game, otherwise they'll know where you are and they'll easily be able to counter you with a Widowmaker or a Pharah. Next up, you want to have good team play, and by that I mean if you have good allies, or if you're on TeamSpeak, Skype, anything like that, ask a Torbjorn or a Symmetra to give you armor. It will help you immensely if you can get that extra bit of armor on you, especially in Sentry mode, because you're able to heal this armor that they give you. Another great play is if you have a Reinhardt on your team, you can just sit behind the shield and go to town all day. In this particular game, I was very disappointed that none of my teammates decided to pick Reinhardt, so I couldn't just sit behind him, behind his shield, and go to town on the guys without any worry in the world. The last thing, which I also should have done in this game, but I didn't because I needed to find footage for it, was if you're being countered, just switch it up. There's no point in playing a Bastion who's already been countered. Yes, you can be stubborn and carry on playing, and maybe you can get a win out of it, or have a stubborn play and pull through, but most of the time you're going to be useless. They'll be able to pick you off relatively easily because they know where you are, they know all your hiding spots, they know your tactics. So if you're dying frequently as a Bastion, just change to another defense hero. Now we've gone over the basic strategy, which was actually quite quick because he only has one strategy and that's pick a spot and shoot people. Who is Bastion good against? As Bastion, you want to be aiming for the squishy supports because you can melt them so quickly. If you look at this game and you see I'll find any squishies with 200-ish health or sub 200 health, I melt them very fast. He's also a great matchup against Reinhardt just because he can melt that shield rather quickly. He's great at harassing the shield down. It forces a Reinhardt to take cover and recharge his shield, which is beneficial for your team because then nobody else can hide behind it. And finally, he's great against Winston because Winston, whilst he's annoying at times, he'll be able to do nothing to you unless there's a lot of them. Winston has to be up close and personal to deal damage to anyone. If he gets up close and personal to a Bastion, he will melt regardless. So that's the basic guide to Bastion. It's very simple. I'm pretty sure the advanced guide will be quite similar, but I'll just leave you with some final tips. As I stated earlier, ask a Reinhardt for support. Sitting behind his shield will reap huge rewards for you if you do it properly. You can sit on the objective and do it for all I care, I don't know. Next, keep the enemy guessing where you are. Again, I've already stated this before. Location, location, location. Find the perfect spot for your house, I mean your sentry. And finally, use your ultimate when multiple enemies are near. It does great splash damage and has great damage, and you'll most likely get a team wipe if they're all on the objective and you take them by surprise. Thanks very much for watching my really quick basic guide to Bastion. I'll be back perhaps next week with another guide for you, so stay tuned. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.